So my name is Gina Mendez. I'm the Regional Field Director for ACE, Arizona Center for Empowerment. So ACE stands for Arizona Center for Empowerment. We're an organization that focuses on leadership development, civic engagement, and really creating people power to take action in our communities. Um, youth involvement is super important to me. Like for this year, not only did we go out in the community and register a lot of young people to vote, but a lot of the people that we registered were registered by youth. And so we're hoping that not only were they able to connect with them, but really now is the time where we're knocking on their doors and also giving that extra push to make sure that they're going to vote this year. So I have a lot of hope that they're going to turn out this year. What difficulties? I would say access to different school districts. We've been doing a lot of work here within Phoenix Union. They have been really great. However, some of the other school districts, they haven't really been as open to come and allow us to speak to their students, to come table and really give students the opportunities to get involved within civic engagement. So I would say that's one of the difficulties by trying to get more people involved is having some schools that really aren't open to community organizing and youth empowerment. Yeah, so we do a lot of outreach. I normally work with high school students, college students, and that happens by going to the schools. Outreach. All right, so we do outreach. When we go to the high schools, do classroom presentations, tabling, and talk to students about leadership opportunities, about civic engagement. And so once we get students involved, we then ask students hey, do you have any other teachers that might allow us to come in and do classroom presentations? And so it's a lot of word to mouth, really getting our folks that are already involved to give us access to other students by connecting us with other teachers or other people within their schools and clubs. What rights? So we have a political education program where students come and learn about the different systems of oppression. So we talk about white supremacy, we talk about capitalism, we talk about patriarchy and all of these different isms. But specifically, we definitely talk about the criminalization of Black and brown communities and kind of connecting it to the criminalization of our undocumented community and the history behind that. So when we talk about rights, we definitely give students that educational piece of making sure that they also know about some laws that they try to pass here in Arizona, which make it a little bit more difficult with our communities. And so immigration is a key issue for us. And so we definitely teach that within our political education program.
My thoughts on voting. Every American that is here legally should vote. However, they should vote for their principles and their values. They don't do that, there's a really big problem. And I find that young folks, for the most part, have been, what's the word? Programmed to think a specific way, really believe that they should look at both sides of every question before they make a decision. Some folks like myself, I believe in the First Amendment, freedom of speech. I believe in the Second Amendment, the right to carry arms. But unfortunately, a lot of the younger electorate is unaware of both sides of the question because they have been educated through the schools that if I believe in freedom of speech, all speech.
The way you think about programs like ACE that goes to different schools and encourages people who don't normally get attention about voting to vote?
I support encouragement to vote. Okay?
Okay.
100%. If you're of legal age and citizen and all that, I encourage you 100% to vote. I really do. My only reservation is majority of schools have a liberal bias. And I find that very bad because it doesn't allow the individual to make a conscious, informed decision on what they want to do. And to vote properly, you have to be informed on both sides of the argument. Whichever way you lean, don't care. But the point is, you need to be knowledgeable of both sides of the argument so you can make a logical, value-driven decision on how you wish to vote. What advice? The best advice I can give to any person that wishes to vote is to observe and become educated on both sides of the aisle, determine who you personally are, not your friends, your parents, whomever, but become personally knowledgeable on both sides of the argument and make a logical decision on how you as an individual truly feel. Don't hide your values. Don't hide your opinions. I realize it's very difficult in a number of areas for you to truly express how you feel. And I understand you hide it. But when it comes to the voting booth, there's only one person there. That is you. And whether you're being pushed one direction or the other, doesn't matter. You're there by yourself. You make your own personal decision on your values and how you truly feel about what's going on.
What programs? Other programs, I guess, like we partner up with like some other schools, but not necessarily or other other organizations. But I think most of all it's like been here, like we've been doing a lot of the work here at ACE. But we do field trips. Like last year we went to a field trip with ASU for like Hispanic Heritage Month, and then they were able to learn about like the lowrider culture, learn a little bit about community. And so whenever like there's opportunities like that, going to plays or whatever, like it's random. But not specifically a program, but like whenever there's the opportunity to collaborate, we'll definitely connect with folks.
Great way to reach out to students and the younger community and teach them what it takes to vote, how to go about information on the voting process, and what impact it can have should they get involved in their communities. I think the pros is pretty obvious. You're going to get more kids involved, more people involved, and the better informed they are, the better decisions they can make, not only in their lives, but the people obviously they're voting for who can have a direct impact on their families and the community. ACE can get out in the community and make an impact that way. Cons, I think, would be, do you have the right people involved? Are they going out there and providing the right information? Are they able to reach out to community, especially the non-English speaking community, and get the right message across? I mean, something as important as voting and being involved in the community, you want to make sure you have the right people give them the correct information.
Oh,
Did
yeah.
I have like anything when I was growing up? There was not programs that I was aware of. My parents, my mom especially, got me involved, let me know what voting process was, what was it like to get involved in the community. But I wasn't involved with any direct programs when I was in high school or elementary school. It's not something that was really prevalent back then. Years have gone by, I've become more aware of it. I think that's part of just becoming an adult and becoming more active in your community. You learn about different programs and what impact they can have on families within that community.
That's good.
Cool.
So our political education program for ACE means knowledge, right? And we really don't get to learn about a lot of things within our schools that we want to learn about, like learning about culture, learning about community movement. And so that's something that we get to teach our young people, not just that, but like the different systems of oppression, so that way they can connect what's happening to them in their everyday lives. And also it gives them a way to like really take action around it. So it's like real knowledge.